What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got a little live before lock. I took off the morning so I would be fresh for live before lock. That's not exactly why I did that, but I did do it, and I'm excited to be back. Our man Noma is going to be joining us in just a little bit. I think we're going to get him closer to 6, which means 30 minutes solo with your boy. Time to cook. So we're going to have a lot of fun stuff to go into. I hope everybody smashed their rewards this week. I hope we crushed. I did fine. I got a limited contender. I got a Drew Holiday back. Most of my lineups, honestly, little garbaggio. I didn't do great, but we're in that sweet spot right now where everyone gets to feel confident in their decision making that we all crushed it. So excited to dive into the slate. If you are new here, if you're new, a couple of things. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to go over some of the latest NBA injury news. We are going to check in with the Momentum Labs spreadsheets to take a look at some of the things that are popping. And then we're going to fire up some lineups, take a look at some stuff. And yeah, Noam's going to be joining us in a little bit. Also, listen, as always, guys, we're going to be giving away some shit here, okay? So in order to qualify for the giveaway, you have to like the stream, you have to subscribe, and then you have to put hashtag Noam into the chat because our boy Noam is going to be joining us momentarily. So like the stream, subscribe, hashtag Noam. Here's how the giveaway works too, okay? If we get up to 200 live viewers, right now we're at 70. We flirted with 170 a couple of times, but listen, everybody's off this week. We're having a good time, almost New Year's. I think we hit 200. If we hit 200, it's going to be a rare tier moment that we give away. All right. Otherwise, it's a limited tier. But I think we're going to hit to 100 today. Take the so out of so rare in the title, and you get a rare card giveaway. What? I'm not following. But yeah, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Noam. Couple of other things like business stuff that we'll plug before we get going, just in case you're new to the channel. If you look at our show notes, you can join our Discord. Our Discord has a lot of fun stuff happening in there, including a So Rare channel, which you can access by signing up for the YouTube Team Hold VIP. So go do that as well. Both of those links are in there. And then if you're into the spreadsheets we're looking at today, that's behind a paywall over at Momentum Labs. There's a link for that in there as well. I think that's it. I feel like Ace Ventura right now. I'm like, and then just spraying information at you. We won't spin the giveaway there till towards the end, so you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time before we dive into that. But let's get into it. Milo says, Luka really skewed payouts this week. I don't hate it either. Yeah, so we talked about it with John Boy Beats on Monday at Monday's episode of Live Before Lock, and he was saying how high scoring he thought this week was going to be. I don't know if we knew it was because Luka was just going to drop like 120 on us, but that did. Like, I had a really, we'll start here. We'll do a little recap, will you? Also, AJ, I see you. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. Thanks, man. I appreciate you asking. I'm going to bring my screen up here. I'll show you. What's going on over here? Oh, I sold my Rashawn Holmes. There you go. Let's take a look at what my past was. My past is my past. So look at this, dude. This lineup right here won a tier 2. That's how crazy this week was, okay? So my lineup won a tier 2. You see I finished in 258th. First put up 356. Now my team rocked with Zion at 57. I was a little risky. I played Zion in one game. Laurie put up 62. Jamal put up 52. Okongwu 48. And then quickly, my high scoring was 65. And then it got a limited tier 2. So it was a pretty wild week with all of those scoring. So I imagine it's a little bit more chill, a little chiller this time around. But who knows, man? There's still plenty of people that could actually break the slate. People said he got a Burks and a Braun reward. That's not too bad, especially because Burks is going to end up being a pretty solid play. Oops, that's when I pressed the wrong button. That's going to be a pretty solid play with the Killian Hayes news. I can't believe that suspension, by the way. I thought he was going to get suspended so much time. But listen, I'm too soft. That's what we have. Benoit is asking, what did I get for a tier 2? I got a Drew Holiday. But I can't use him. He's hurt this week. So let's get into some of the injury news first, and then we'll dive into the spreadsheets. The one other thing that we should look at, don't forget to scroll all the way down. They have a limited all defense contest today. So we have the common contender, common champ, limited contender, limited champ, same for rare. And then they snuck in a little common all offense, limited all defense. Later this week, we'll be talking about how we have we've got like an over 30, under 23 or whatever it is now moving into the next couple of game weeks, which is going to be very exciting. I'm excited about that. Got a Scotty Bonds limited as my tier 2. There we go. And that's right. Yeah, I hope everyone has a great holiday weekend. for New Year's. This is the last one of the year. I put out a little Twitter thread of all the stuff Team Hold's done this past year, and no sass, no jokes here. Truly appreciate everyone for rocking with us as long as you have been. Even if you're new, I appreciate you being here. Let's go into some of the injury news. We're going to slide over to Underdog. I'm going to do a quick refresh so we can pay attention to what's happening. Most of this stuff that we're going to be looking at is tonight, right? What's your New York Reds? George, you trying to get to my house, bro? What's going on? I'm over in Astoria. All right, here we go. This is what we got. LeBron is going to play. Trae Young is probable. One real quick thing on Trae Young. You guys see the report that just came out that shout out Borland who shared in the Discord. Nate McMillan thought about resigning. Good Lord, what is going on in Atlanta? Trae Young's probable. Jimmy Buckets is probable. Bradley Beal's still questionable. So this one's important. Fred VanVleet's questionable as well, right? Because that impacts the Malachi Flynn's of the world. Scotty Barnes is upside. Siakam, all those guys. Drew Holiday is out. So we're going to see Wesley Matthews' son pop a little bit. Rudy Gobert's got that Q tag. Jamal Murray still got that Q tag. But I imagine the Nuggets have 2 games this weekend, so we will absolutely get some word about that. Oh, Beal confirmed out. Beal is out. All right, there you go. Breaking news. Bradley Beal. Beal no more. Tyrese Maxey is probable. I imagine he's on some sort of minutes restriction. So that's something we got to pay attention to. Nurk is questionable. AG is questionable. Draymond is probable, so that's helpful. Dante DiVincenzo is probable. DeAndre Hunter's questionable. Anderson's questionable. Bruce Brown's Q tag. Dennis Schroeder, probable. Caleb Martin, Q. Lonnie Walker, Q. Herbie Jones, Q. Caruso and Patrick Williams, probable. It's going to be hard. Yeah, we also have Oubre's out. I'm assuming that's what you meant. Yeah, Oubre's out. Ruben's asking about Brunson. I believe Brunson is questionable. That's going to be, we're not going to have that information. I don't believe their game is till tomorrow, right? People are saying Eubanks. Dude, we need that Nurk news though first. I'm going to go back over to Twitter and just see if we had any more Underdog news here. Actually, hold on. I'm going to unshare screen just to make sure my man Noam wasn't trying to get over here right now. All right. Let's go see what we got here. I want to make sure there's no more tweets that came in. But yeah, Bradley Beal is out. We get the Magic starting lineup. No, so that was it. Bradley Beal out was the biggest thing. All right, let's dive into the spreadsheets, shall we? Let's go look at Momentum Labs. Farad's asking if Garland is confirmed out. No, he just missed practice today because his little dummy tum hurt. So we got to pay attention to that. And listen, Darius, Domantas Sabonis missed 1 game with a broken fucking thumb. You can play this game, Darius. What's the deal with Wiggins? We don't know. Samit's asking, please rate. You know what? I'm going to try to save some of the Q stuff like this towards the end. But you know what, Samit? I'm a good man. I'll do this right now. Please rate my limited contender. Boyan, D'Lo, Giannis, Washington Jr., Devontae Graham. I like this. Devontae Graham makes me a little bit nervous with the Pelicans getting a little bit healthier now. So I don't know if Devontae Graham still has that same sex appeal. But yeah, I like that. That's sharp. Is Richaun Holmes still a good pick? I mean, if Sabone is back, I don't think it is a great pick. Unless Trey Lyles misses, but it sounds like I feel like Trey Lyles might play. So I don't know. That's a great question, Mario. Let's go over to the spreadsheets. Here we go. So again, this is Momentum Labs. You can find, these are just projections, by the way. Okay, so everybody chill. But if you're interested in getting behind that sweet paywall, go ahead and find that link in the chat. Also, I'm going to do a quick reminder because our numbers are bumping right now. You need to like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Gnome into the chat. Right now, we're at 122. Let's get this shit over 200 so I can give you one of my rares. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. All right, here we go. Let's start at the bottom now. We're here. God, what a Drake shout out. We're going to start here towards the bottom so that way we can get a better feel for some of this value stuff. Ransom Reed said Terrence Ross about to drop 50. Man, can you imagine? Terrence Ross? Why are my Clippers popping, Jamie? Jamie, that's a great question, my man. All right, let's take a look. Let's keep looking here. So Stanley, no, we're going to start with Jabari Walker. Who? I don't think these are great plays. So what? The value, right? I know I bring this up a bunch, but part of the reason this is popping, right, is because their cap is 4 and they're outscoring their cap. So it's like, oh shit. He's out, like Richaun Holmes here is outscoring his cap by almost 100%. And like, yes, that's true, but you're getting seven or 8 points, right? So that's kind of you're going to pay attention to that. So that's, even though it's dark green, you know that. We scroll up a little bit more. Zeke Najee. I really do like the Zeke Najee situation. Mike Malone, we said this on Monday. He's come out and been like, you know what? We need to give Zeke a little bit more run. The one thing I will say, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown are both questionable. If both of those guys are in, that severely limits some of the Zeke Najee upside. That's why he moved into the starting lineup. So guys like Zeke Najee, Christian Brown, even Michael Porter Jr., some of their upside gets limited by Sorare NBA squad, by the way, is going to be joining us on Monday. Said he scored a Zeke super rare. But I think a lot of that Nuggets situation, obviously outside of Jokic and Jamal Murray, who's still questionable, by the way, like those guys, it just really depends on that injury news. So we have to pay attention to that. Hopefully we get some more of that. Ukulele was asking about Jackson Hayes. We'll get to Jackson Hayes. I don't know. It looked pretty bad yesterday. He could not even shoot free throws. Wait, who are we talking about? Which guy are we talking about? We talking about Aaron Gordon? It sounds like Aaron Gordon might play. Anyways, all right, Mark Williams. I want to talk about Mark Williams and Wesley Matthews. These are my two of my favorite plays. Mark Williams is someone I was really jacked up about for a while, and he wasn't getting any playing time. He was hurt, and then he didn't get playing time. And then all of a sudden, he's now getting some minutes with Nick Richards missed some time. And I think Nick Richards should be back, right? But I do think Mark Williams kind of solidified himself as, the Hornets suck. He's a rookie. He was their first round pick. They want to give him some run. So Mark Williams here with a cap of 6 and a projection of almost 18, I think is like a phenomenal play. And people aren't really paying attention to some of these guys down here. So for $6, I mean, let's while out with some Mark Williams. Wesley Matthews is popping a little bit, because Drew Holiday is going to miss the game. Chris Middleton's going to miss the game. So he's someone I like deep down in my heart of hearts. I'm not a big Wesley Matthews fan, but dude, a cap of 5, whatever, throw some fucking darts. And that's what you're doing down here. You're just hoping, like, the only reason you're playing some of these guys, it's either a contender lineup, right, or your champion lineup, because it opens up the opportunities to put in multiple guys in like the 40s or 50s, right? So you kind of have to weigh that. You have to weigh that risk reward there. So yeah, I agree with you. And I don't really like Wesley Matthews, but I am playing him tonight, and it feels dirty, dirty, dirty. All right, let's keep moving here. Whoa, why did we scroll up there? We're still in the 5s, my man. Hold on. Sorry. All right, here we go. Let me check that. Bencaro with all the Magic injuries, or no? I think Bencaro's fine, Jamie. We'll look at his projections in a little bit. So here we go. Frankie Smokes, Ty Washington, Davis Bertans. They're all fine. All these guys have one game, so they're not. I would side on this. I would much prefer Christian Brown. I'd much prefer Mark Williams, Wesley Matthews. Like, those are the guys that are exciting to me. Actually, even Troy Brown Jr. we could probably mention as well. Kevon Harris is projecting really well for Orlando with all that injury news. So that's something, sure. Cap of 7, projection of 16. Let it rip. Let it rip. I'm fine with the Kevon Harris because everybody got in a little fight. Let's look at the cap of 8 here. I'm going to pause for a cough. Here we go. So Trey Lyles, he has a cap of 8 and a projection of 19. I feel so he's questionable right now. I also feel like this projection's a little too high if they think Sabonis is playing, right? Maybe they've got 2 games this weekend, so maybe Sabonis misses some time. And if he does miss one of those games, sure, we can have that conversation about how maybe Trey Lyles pops a little bit more. I think I'm of the mindset of I think he's more of I guess I'd put this projection around 15 versus 19, but go ahead. I like it. Yeah, Caleb Houston, we're going to get to in a second here. All right, let's keep moving up. Jackson Hayes, so is still project 8. Really? Why is Jackson Hayes projecting so well? Maybe they're just thinking Herb Jones is going to miss again. I think there's a lot of risk in this projection. So he's got a cap of 8 and a projection of almost 19. I'm a little bit nervous of what his upside is. They've got, do they have 2 games this weekend or 1? I can't remember. I think one of them is against Philly, right? I don't know. It's a little, I think this one's a little, I listen, if you have Jackson Hayes and that's your best option, let it rip. But if you're like, do I buy Jackson Hayes? I would say no. I don't think I'd buy it right now. He's probably already inflated a little bit more. Ransom Reed says, who the hell is Admiral Schofield? Yeah, I guess all of the Magic guys are going to be kind of good plays. That's who Admiral Schofield is. Dwayne Washington Jr., he's getting some more minutes for the Suns because they are missing Devin Booker. And he's been doing all right. Alex is saying Dwayne or Wes. Yeah, it's probably Dwayne. Let's keep looking here. We're into double digits. So Terrence Ross, who was already mentioned earlier, cap of 10, projection of 19. Terrence Ross, the thing about Terrence Ross that bums me out is that he doesn't do much besides chuck it. So if he gets hot from 3, excellent play. Mr. V, do you like Mark Williams long term? Yeah, I do. I actually like Mark Williams quite a bit. I think the Hornets are going to be bad this entire year. There's nothing the Hornets can do that's all of a sudden going to make them good at basketball. There's no reason for them to be playing fucking plum dog millionaire Plumlee 40 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? So I think at some point soon, they're just going to let Mark Williams do it. You know, they're going to let him do it. What was the other question I saw? I own both Washington and Lee from the Suns, but I don't know which one I should play. Both? Oh, man, I don't know. Damian Lee is safer, probably with more upside too, but obviously you're getting a discount on cap here using Washington. So it kind of, if it's like, if you don't have to worry about cap, I would play Damian Lee. But that's just me. Mike Muscala, baby. I actually scooped a Muscala today. I'm rocking him in the rare. So Pokuchevsky is going to miss quite a bit of time. So that's going to hurt. Ooh, is that breaking news, Lewis? Do we got Frederick Van Fleet? Is he going to be out? Let's do a little refresher fresh over on Underdog. What do we have here? We've got Precious is ruled out. Fred is ruled out. Jalen Brunson's still questionable. Okay, so Malachi Flynn, if you are a Flynn fan, lock and load. That makes me nervous. Douglas Mills' thoughts on Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams had a really good game the other day. He is a rookie who OKC obviously likes. I know they sent him down to the G League. And then he came back. I think Jalen Williams is fine. Yeah, you're saying Jalen's taking a lot of those minutes. Yeah, that could be the case. I think it's really hard to project the OKC bigs because they have enough like wings that they can kind of throw out there. I like Muscala because he stretches the floor a little bit, so I'm okay taking the shot at Muscala. I do agree the Jalen Williams call is great. Solbro is talking about Alec Burks. Everyone in Detroit is suspended or injured. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alex Burks. You just got to remember, Alec, like I know if you're just box score hunting and you saw that Alec Burks played really well, just remember he went like 10 for 10 from the field, and I don't think that's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Arrow Cookie says, looks like he won't. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Mo Wagner is a satanic super soldier. Have a good night. All right, Eric, your little avatar right there gives me some satanic super soldier vibes. Vassell's doubtful. I think Vassell's not going to play. So if that is your question there, Weisberg, I'd rock with OG. All right, I got distracted. Let me get back to the sheets here. This projection, fine. You might say that's a little high, but I think I'm still rocking with Muscala, baby. We're just going to let it rip. All right, we look in the caps of 12. Miles McBride's projections and minutes really depend on Brunson missing another game. We saw McBride play like 40 fucking million minutes the other night. So, in that overtime game against the Mavericks, obviously, if Brunson misses, we can look at our friends over in New York, like Quentin Grimes, like Emmanuel Quickley, and Miles McBride are all going to play just a bucket of minutes, right? And if that's the case, that'll happen. I know a lot of people are asking like questions on what you should play, like lineup wise. I'm going to save the Q&As for a little bit later. We usually do that the second half. So, because I know you're putting it in there right now. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring it. I'm just saving it. But in the same conversation we had with, what's his name? Muscala, Darius Baisley is another one who's probably projecting, like one of these guys is going to pop. Maybe it is Jalen Williams. What is Jalen Williams? Let me look at what is Jalen, oh, right. Yeah, he should. What is his price here? Actually, let me. What's his cap? He said his cap is 8, huh? Let's look at Jalen Williams because now I'm curious. Oh, wait, that's kind of. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to look at rare because that's what I. Ooh. So is that like a consensus? We like Jalen Williams more than Muscala? You guys gonna make me switch my mind? Johnny's asking about Kevon Harris. We already looked at him. He's projecting really well. He projects well. All right, let me get back up here. Yeah, Kevon. He's right there. He's Kappa 7, projection 16. All right, let me keep scrolling. Jacques Landau. We should talk about Jacques a little bit. He's the center, and I think people are. I think people are going to stay away from Landell because they're like, dude, Aiton's back. Biombo's there. Like, come on, bro. They've been starting Landell at the 5. I'm sorry, at the 4, So I think that's something to I think that is kind of a sneaky under-owned play. I don't know how many people are going to be focusing on Jock Landell, but there you go. Cap at 13, projection of 21. What else we got over here? Okay, let me see. All right, that's basically it for the cheap one. And then Alec Burks, I know people were talking about him. Alec Burks is right there. So you can see he's got a cap of 19 and projecting solid. But hold on one second. I'm going to, oh man, I'm going to do like a mental health check video real quick because something's coming up right now. So hold on one second. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. I think what's impressive is my ability to multitask right here as I'm trying to solve 2 issues with one. I think this is pretty impressive, and I'm proud of myself here. So just kudos to me while I do this in real time. And like, look, this is like good content for you guys. You can see how we can do things in real time. It's very impressive. There we go. I'm almost there. And then we can rock and everything's going to be fine. This feels wrong. There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry. Back in action now. Glad you guys got a mental health check. Nick Claxton is a solid play versus a god-awful Charlotte team. Yeah, I think Nick Claxton is a great play. I know Borland called him out earlier in the week, right? Let's actually look at Claxton right now. Claxton has a cap of 35 and a projection of 35. That is the one thing. Claxton's cap has caught up to him, but I totally agree. That projection, I think Charlotte is a solid play right there. Bolster is asking, sell or play bull. Dude, I don't want to tell you like what you should do with your cards when it comes to buying and selling. I think bull is going to continue to be like an incredible play, especially now. I know he's absolutely popping. I know he's popping. Right, cap of 22, projection of 38. That's your call. You know, you have to be the one that makes that call. Sohan or Murray? Which Murray? Keegan? Are we talking about Keegan? That must be Keegan. So let's look at Jeremy Sohan right here is cap of 23 and a projection of 28. And Keegan is cap of 24, projection of 21. There we go. The Sohan. There you go. Do it. What do you think about, are we talking about Gordon Hayward, Silver Viking? I don't trust him, especially because this is me personally, though. But Gordon Hayward is on a team that is going to be losing as many games as they can. So, like, your best bet with Gordon Hayward right now is that he gets traded. That's what you're rooting for. Ty. Yeah, I talked about Ty a little bit, Marco. I'm a little bit nervous with Ty game to game, especially because they only have one game. But I think in the future, he's going to be a great play. All right, what else we got? Thoughts on Corey Joseph? Yeah, George, Corey's going to be a good play with all of those dudes out. He's got a cap of 11 and a projection of 14. I'm going to go the other way. Like, I know you're asking about Corey Joseph. I think this also helps like Jaden Ivey a little bit. It's going to be Alec Burks is really the beneficiary of it, I think, quite a bit. Lewis is saying best cap between 29 and 33. All right, we can look at that. Over here, we have nobody like really screaming, but Miles Turner, Marcus Smart. For a cap of 30, Miles Turner projects the best. For a cap of 29, Jordan Clarkson projects the best. I like Jordan Clarkson having 2 games. Jordan Clarkson is a bucket getter, so I like that quite a bit. Let's take a pick at Okongwu. He is now cap of 25, projection of almost 31. So I'm going to continue to play Okongwu. I think I'm actually playing him in my defensive lineup this time, my all defense or whatever. Okongwu's been weird, right? When he has 2 games, he's a great play. When he has 1 game, he makes me nervous because he's thrown a couple of stinkers in there. Okongwu or Kuminga? It's going to be Okongwu. Kuminga's role's been changing. It's been changing. Nick Claxton or CP3? Good Lord. Dude, I don't know, man. That's I think like for me, I think I would take Claxton because I like the upside. Let me look at Chris Paul though. Chris Paul has a cap of 37 and a projection of 37. And then Claxton, we said, was 35 and 35. So listen, if you want to go projections, it's Chris Paul. I think my heart of hearts is telling me it's Claxton. Boyan, you just want me to look at Boyan? Is that what you want me to look at? Levine or Vucci main? I think Vucci is actually projecting really well this week. So Vucci has a cap of 39, projection of 39. Levine has a cap of 36 and a projection of 39. So there you go. If you need to save cap, it's Levine Bean. What do you think about the Warriors stack with Clay and Draymond? We know that Clay, they only have one game, right? And so Clay has a cap of 33 and a projection of 35. Draymond is so low at this point right now. He's got a cap of 23 and a projection of 28. So that should be solid. Any comments on Fox? Sure, I can give you some comments on Fox. De'Aaron has a cap of 34 and a projection of 39. So there you go. I love De'Aaron Fox. He's coming off a really solid game. They have 2 games this weekend, so it's 2 shots at it. I think that's great. So De'Aaron Fox is a solid play. He's a really solid play. So I like that quite a bit. I like, especially because it doesn't feel like there's a ton of teams that have 2 games this week. So getting 2 from De'Aaron Fox is pretty good. I mean, Boyan could be fun with the 2 Pistons opponents. Yeah. Boyan is a solid play. Bobby Portis or Duran or McDaniels or Jonas. Jesus. So you're saying which one of those 4? Which one of those 4? I think a couple people have asked for Portis. So let me check this. Bobby Portis has a cap of 24 and a projection of 27. Duran has a cap of 25 and a projection of 25. I guess Duran could have a few more room to run. McDaniels, is it Jaden? Jaden. Yeah, I mean, just looking at this, it's Portis. It's Bobby Portis. Green, Rui, or Bull and Duran. I would go Bull Duran there. Bull's just got Bull has so much upside, man. Oh, is that Jalen Green? Either way, I think it's Bull. PG and Bain or Donovan and Mitchell and KPJ. It would be Donovan's. It's probably Donovan because Garland might miss the game, right? Gut feeling on if Luka will play or not. Deserves a rest after last game. I think Luka plays, Jamie. I think Luka plays. Who benefits the most from Shamet being out? It's Dwayne Washington. If Shamet comes back, Dwayne Washington no longer becomes a play. Is Gabe Vincent still good this week? I'm pretty sure Gabe's playing, but everyone else is back. Gabe Vincent becomes a great play when other people miss. Can you look at Bones and Finney Smith? So Bones is an interesting case. He's got a cap of 18, a projection of 21, but it depends on Jamal Murray. If Jamal Murray's back, I don't love Bones at that cap. But if Jamal Murray misses one of the 2 games, especially because they're saying injury management, then I think that's fine. Dorian Finney-Smith is out for like some time, so don't play Dorian Finney-Smith. Definitely don't play Dorian Finney-Smith. All right, let me get back to the questions over here. Royce Neal O'Neal opinions for this week. Royce O'Neal plays a ton of minutes, but doesn't put up a ton of stats. And so that's always my concern with Royce. He's got a cap of 22 and a projection of 21. You could do worse than Royce, but you could do better as well. Looking for the best guy with a cap of 26 to replace Beasley. So 26, here we go. There's not the best. Markelle Fultz. Actually, Markelle Fultz is a great play. I don't know how expensive it is, but Sean, that's my answer. Markelle Fultz. Any big New Year's Eve plans? No, actually, we just decided we don't have big New Year's Eve plans, and I'm excited about that. We're going to be out there. We're going to get a cheese plate. We're just going to, it's going to be great. Let's double check here, see if there's any more underdog news. I'm going to take a break from the Q&As just to go through some of my lineups too. Trae Young still a game time decision. Man, I thought he was probable to play because DeJounte Murray becomes an incredible play. DeAndre Hunter's ruled out. That's all we've gotten so far. Let's take a look at my lineups quickly. I just want to talk through so you can see what I've been doing over here. Trae might be out. Hunter's out. The Trae thing is nuts, right? Terrence Ross has a cap of 10, we the peeps. All right, hold on. I'm going to take a little break here and just take a look at see what I'm working with right here. So I'm going to look at my rare contender. This is the one I'm the most excited about because I was able to fit in CJ, Jordan Poole, Wesley Matthews, Mike Muscala, and then Jaden Ivey. So there we go. Taco Slayer says, I'm driving back to Florida right now and your show is saving my lineups and your life. Wow. All right. So that is my rare contender that I'm working with. And that's the one I like the most. What do we got over here? My limited champion. I think my limited champion is actually pretty spicy. So it's Zion, Christian Wood, Wesley Matthews, Lauri Markkanen, and Jamal Murray. I'm very excited about this one. However, I will be pissed if Trey Young misses, because I was messing around with DeJounte Murray, but then I didn't buy him. My limited contender is not as spicy. It's got Jalen Green, Emmanuel Quickly, Jock Landell, Mark Williams, and Keldon Johnson. With Devin Vassell potentially missing a game, I wanted to get Keldon in there. But my rare contender, my limited champ, the rare champ, it was leftovers. I put in Trey Murphy, Draymond, Paul Reed, Jalen Smith, Yuta. I was ready to fire up Paul. I was going big brain. I wanted to fire up Paul Reed this week because I thought Embiid with a back-to-back might miss one game, but I don't know. It feels a little risky, so I went Wesley Matthews instead. Jamal Murray could hurt you. Yeah, he's probable. I'm doing the same thing. It's probable for injury management, so Jamal Murray is going to play one of the 2 games, right? It's the same thing that they do with Klay Thompson. So he's going to play one of the 2. He just might not play both. I hope he plays against Boston, because Boston's defense is a little shittier than Miami's. And the last one I'll look at is the limited all defense, which I actually had fun making. So I went Scotty Barnes, Ben Simmons, Mitchell Robinson, Okongwu, and then Drew Holiday, who everyone is going to put in the chat, but Drew's not playing. I know. I'm just going to hope he plays the second game and get lucky there, because I think he's one of the better plays. So there we go. Those are my squads. I'll look at my common champ too. My common champ was Jokic, LeBron, Ivy, McBride, and Kawhi. The Kawhi won today. I was excited about. So those are my squads going into game week 21. Let's remind the people too. Hey, like the stream, subscribe. We only have 104 entrants. What are the rest of you doing? We're going to give away a limited card unless we hit 200 live viewers, which is 52 away, and then it's going to be a rare tier card. Are you kidding me? For free? All you got to do is like the stream. You got to subscribe to our channel, and you got to put hashtag Gnome into the chat. So come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Step it up a little bit. We are 28 minutes away from wrapping this show up. We should have Gnome joining us momentarily, I believe. And then once that happens, we'll get some of his thoughts. But in the meantime, we can hit some of these questions. Also, shout out Billy Jackson in the chat. Billy's been putting together some sick optimizers. We're gonna get him on the show momentarily, so we can pick his brain. And I agree with this, Portland. Thomas says, "Hey again, great show. What do you think about Najee Marshall? He's got good playing time, even though Zion was back. Your thoughts? Think about playing him in super rare." Thomas. Super rare. So Najee Marshall, I will like more so Larry Nance, I believe, is doubtful, right? And Herb Jones is going to miss. So I do think he continues to be a pretty solid play. With Trey Murphy back, his upside is limited a little bit more, but with Herb Jones continuing to miss time, I think he's a really solid play. I'll check. I bet he's not projecting super well on here, Thomas, but I'm going with my heart. No, Najee's got a cap of 22 and a projection of 16. So yeah, his cap is bumped up a little bit, but I don't know. I still think he's pretty solid over here. So shout out Najee. What else you got? Is McBride? Yeah, we looked at McBride. So Mattia, I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Let me know how I'm supposed to pronounce it, and I'll do a better job. McBride is tough, right? I do think he's I think he's decent on his own, but he becomes an awesome value play if Brunson misses. But we won't know that in time, because that game is tomorrow and he's questionable right now. But I like Brunson. Corey Joseph, I think, is fine. I'm a legend. I think he's going to get some extra run, extra playing time. I think he's a solid value play. I think I'm more excited about Alec Burks than I am Corey Joseph. But if you're already rocking with Joseph, I think keep going. Najee is. All right, there we go. And Najee or Kevon. Well, Najee, or you mean Zeke Najee? You talking about Zeke Najee? That depends on the Nuggets injury. But speaking of injuries, no, it's not speaking of injuries. That's a bad transition. We got our man Gnome here. Gnome, how are we doing?
What's up? What's up? It's going good. How you doing?
I'm tired, man. It was 34 minutes. I said a lot of words in a short amount of time. So I'm good. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm here to save you, Mike.
Thank you. So, hey, why don't we do this before? I know people are just hungry for questions, so I'm going to pause the questions for a second. How are you feeling heading into this game week? And what are just kind of some of the overview things that are standing out for you right now?
Cool. So it's definitely challenging, because I went over teams who play once or twice, and there's only 10 or 11 teams playing twice. Yeah. So you gotta kind of think if you go with someone you like better and playing once, or with the guys who's playing two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tricky for sure.
Yeah, so that's a tough decision, and I guess the tough part this week for me is that My favorite plays are like in the 20 to 25 range, give or take.
Sorry, it hit the
Yeah,
camera.
so I'm not sure who to play as like my higher plays,
So
like
talk talk to
the
me.
higher cup.
Talk to me, and then we can. You know what? Maybe that's actually a good exercise for us to do, anyways. Talk to me about a few of the 20 to 25 range that you're like really excited about, and then what we'll do is we'll look at the spreadsheets and kind of scroll up towards the top and see like if some of the guys that are popping a little bit higher from that high end.
Yeah, so they could be maybe a little chalky, but I love the Detroit guys. I love Alec Burks
Yeah,
and Jaden Ivey. I love them both.
yeah.
Durant could be nice, but Ivy and Burke's ceiling is really high, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Um,
totally. While we're talking about Detroit, do you have any thoughts on Corey Joseph? I know a lot of people were talking about that in the chat, and I was saying the same thing. I was a little bit more excited about Ivy and Burks than I am about Corey Joseph, but I think like if you have them, fine.
yeah, yes, I'm actually torn because I actually met Corey Joseph in real life.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, I actually played in Vegas with him on a blackjack table,
Oh, that's
and
incredible.
it was extremely nice. Yeah, it was my only like besides Omri Caspi, it was the only NBA player I actually spoke to.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I love this guy, but usually he doesn't give you too much. Like he could go over his cap just because his cap is so low at 11, right?
Mhm.
But let's suppose he goes over his cap. Like what's he going to give you? 15, 20 at best?
Yeah, I think
Um
for me, I think Corey Joseph makes a little bit more sense in contenders than he does in champions. Like where champion, you
for
really
sure.
need that upside, right? Where contender, you just kind of getting, you're just trying to get the points however you can get them. But yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you. I like he's probably going to hit his cap. Like I'm sure if his cap, whatever, like I'm sure he'll hit his cap, but I don't think he's going to like triple his cap. You know?
exactly. That was my point. Yeah, he could go
Yeah.
over it. In champion, I would play guys more like Burks
Hmm.
or Ivy, as we mentioned. But if it's contender, yeah, you can go with Corey Joseph, and I really like Terrence Ross.
Yeah.
Like if you have to pick between Corey Joseph and Terrence Ross, I would just go
Terrence
with Terrence
Ross.
Ross.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has much higher upside. I agree. Borland Britt making a good point too. Yeah, with Gobert being questionable, I agree. I think Naz Reid, especially because I don't think people are going back to him because they just assume Rudy is back. If Rudy does miss this game, I think I love that call. I know his cap's already up from his recent games, but
what's
he's
his
even
cap now?
I believe it is here. I can share this here. I'm pretty sure Nas is up to 25 with a projection of 26 there. But because I mean, he's been playing so great off the bench. Like he's still been getting the minutes. And
Oh
if
yeah,
Rudy
that was
misses, I think
surprising.
yeah, I know. I couldn't believe his bench performance the other day.
Hmm.
Yeah. So some of the other 20 guys, I'm sorry. I know we get derailed on the Detroit combo.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I absolutely love Bol and Fultz because all of the players that they're missing, they
Yeah.
should play like I don't know, like 35 to 40 minutes,
Yeah.
give or take, right?
They should. I mean, they don't have anybody. They have how many guys are they playing tonight? Like seven?
Like eight, I think like
Yeah.
eight guys, and like three of them is probably guys that they don't want to play more than 10, 15 minutes, give or
Right.
take. Yeah, so
And I
it
mean,
just
Bull with his Kappa 22, I mean, is just an awesome play, right?
yeah, I won a rare ball like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow.
And I actually decided to go against the flow, and I sold them tonight because like that's probably the best timing, right?
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
You're not gonna get a better time to do it than
and
now.
and I won in Ivy, and they're the same cap exactly, so it worked out pretty good.
There we go.
Yeah, but I think it's a great play. I mean, probably the Orlando guys in the 20s, the Fultz, the the maybe Terrence Ross that is
Mhm.
lower. I would say they're my favorite plays in the slate just because of the minutes they're supposed to get and how low their cap is.
Yeah, Ivy is somebody I'm really excited about. I sent you my rare lineup. I just went over it with the chat right before you got here too. And that was kind of why I'm excited about it. I know it's a little risky throwing like Wesley Matthews and Mike Muscala in there, but to have like Jaden Ivy, Jordan Poole, and CJ, like the other three guys, is I mean, like hell yeah. There's a bunch of guys that have upside, you know?
Yeah, so you kept it as is with you said with Matthews and Muscala.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it as is.
Yeah.
The chat made me nervous about Muscala just because of Jalen Williams' arrival, and so it
Hmm.
could get a little bit tricky. But I really like the idea of just getting CJ, Jordan Poole, and Ivy in the same lineup. Um, and then when I was looking at, I already had one
I
of
like it.
Wesley Matthews, and he's at cap of 5. I mean, like I don't like Wesley Matthews, but he could hit a couple of threes, and then he gets there.
Yeah, I mean, with all of the injuries, he can get to his cap.
Yeah, I know.
um,
As long as he's out there.
CJ is a great play. The cap is a bit high,
Yeah.
but I love Poole and Ivy. I think it's great plays.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's look at some of the expensive guys, right? Because you were talking about the guys in the 20 and you were like, yeah, but what do we do? What do we do as we get higher, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's the challenging part, I think, this week, because
yeah, I think so.
there are plenty of good plays. I'm also gonna mention, like, real quickly,
Yeah.
that what's his name, Okongo and
Oh yeah.
quickly, Okongo quickly. There's so much good plays in the 20 to 25.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, what I love about quickly, and I did this week, was I think people assumed Brunson was going to be back, and I was like, I don't.
Right.
Well, I'm going to play it like he's not, and if he's not back, I then quickly becomes an incredible play. And you put up like 60 plus points. And I think going that direction again, where you like take a shot on something where you're like, well, what if he doesn't play? We actually kind of have this situation tonight because I don't know if we're going to get the Trey Young news beforehand. And like Okongwu, we know about, right? Because no Capella. But if all of a sudden Trey doesn't play, DeJounte Murray's cap is 35. And at 35, he's a good play at 35 with Trey Young, right? And now if Trey Young sits, I mean, he's got like 60-point upside.
Yeah, he gave me, I think it was including XP, but he gave me 55 points last game.
That's great.
Yeah, so definitely he has this upside, especially if he ramps up the steals and the blocks.
Yeah, but I think that's like a way to get an edge too. And like sometimes you shoot yourself in the foot because if you play quickly and Brunson's back, clearly quickly doesn't have the same amount of upside. But because that game's tomorrow, if you roll quickly out, he's probably not going to kill you, especially in a contender lineup where his cap's like 22 or whatever. He's still going to get enough minutes to get there. But if all of a sudden he's playing those Tibbs starters minutes where he's playing like 38 minutes, I mean, he's got 50-point upside at a cap of 22, and that's how you like win some of these tournaments. It's from
It's
moments
true.
like that.
Yeah, it could be a really good play. Uh, do you know what's the cap of Evan Fournier? When you
Yeah.
talk
Oh my
about Tibbs,
God,
I just thought about it.
dude, he is not. He is not. No, it's 12. Oh yeah, it's still too high because he basically they just like stopped playing him instead of like slowly weeding him out of the rotation. So, um, but like
But
McBride, I like the on the Knicks side
oh
of
yeah,
things. Like I think
what's his
again, if
cap?
you're going, he's cap is 12, projection of 19 and a half. And if Brunson misses, just like a smash play.
Oh yeah. I know Fournier got, like, I don't know, 16, 17 minutes last game, so I was intrigued.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good player. I was just intrigued by it.
Hmm.
Who do you like in the, like, 30 plus plays?
So
Who are you
somebody
looking
that
at?
somebody that has continued to burn me that I'm a little bit excited about this week is Keldon Johnson. So Devin Vassell's question no, doubtful. Is doubtful for tomorrow. It is the Spurs and it's only one game and the Spurs make me nervous just in general. And Keldon sometimes puts up 25 points, but then does no peripheral stats.
Right.
Um, but if Vassell out, I do think like Keldon is the guy. And for a cap of 34, I think he can hit 50. So I like him quite a bit. I think like this dude's cap's high, but Claxton against Charlotte is pretty intriguing to me. I know it's a cap of 35, but I feel like he could really pop. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on the Claxton situation?
I think he's solid. I think the cap's a bit high, but I think it's a solid play. And hey, we always like to play bigs against the Hornets, right?
Yeah, until it was Draymond. Draymond and Wiseman both
Yeah.
decided that rule was broken that week. So
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Hornets, Mark Williams, what do we think?
Mark Williams, lock and load, baby. He was one of the first cards I bought on this platform because I thought Charlotte was going to start losing immediately. They did, but they didn't play him. But now they're playing him. So I'm excited about Mark Williams. What are you in on him?
Yeah, I have one that I
Yeah.
got like a couple of months ago because it was like a long-term buy. I was like, yeah, end of the
Yeah.
season, they're gonna tank. He's $5. Let's get him. But I went over my lineups and I, I I don't think I want to play two really low cap guys in my
Yeah.
contender. I think I want to play one. So I think I'm gonna go with Terrence Ross, but I think Williams is a good play too.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, especially if you're doing that one build. The thing I like about Mark Williams right now is that I do think he's like a pretty good play this week, but almost like the opposite of what Rashawn Holmes was on Monday night, where Rashawn Holmes you were buying specifically for that game, right? And then he probably, I don't know, maybe you could use him 3 more times this year, but that's it. Mark Williams, you're buying, you could definitely use this week, but you're probably going to be able to use him from like February on almost every game week.
Yeah, I think
I
he's a
like
good.
that.
Yeah, he's a good player to have. Holmes, I agree. I don't know how many times we're gonna actually be able to use him. I got one limited of him,
Mm-hmm.
and I got burned. This player quota or something like that.
Oh yeah, quite yeah. Because
I got
we
burned.
thought he was gonna get run. We thought he was gonna get
Yeah,
run.
yeah, I got burned. I played him in my rare lineup. I got his rare for like 60 or $50, and
Yeah.
he did not play. Yeah.
I know that was bad. I felt bad. Let's take a look at some of these. A couple more guys in the 30s, and then I'll get back to questions. Desmond Bain, I know is projecting like okay. I'm fine if people
I
are
like
buying
Bane.
Desmond Bain right now. I think I'm more of a wait and see of putting him in my lineups. Like I'm gonna wait till he gets right. I feel like his cap's gonna go down, and then I'm gonna be really excited to play him because he's had a couple of bad games in a row. Um,
Probably.
yeah, so
But
I
I still like him though.
Mhm.
I know they're playing twice, right? Who are they playing? I'm trying to see.
I forget who the Grizz are playing this week. I honestly I haven't looked at it, so that
I'm
won't be
gonna
helpful.
take a quick look and
Yeah.
tell you. Let me
Uh,
see.
while you do that, a couple other things. Patrick Williams is going to play. Lonnie Walker is a game time decision. Kobe White is going to play, but Derek Jones Jr. was ruled out. So there's some Bulls news for you.
Hmm. I see the Pelicans and the Kings back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
love the matchup with the Kings.
Yeah, that is going to be a fun one.
hmm I mean, I think it's also going to be like a high scoring game, a fast paced game.
Yeah.
So
I
it wouldn't be a bad idea to stack players from this matchup, in my opinion, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. One more guy, and then we'll look at. Oh, I'll get to the questions because I know people are antsy. I'm gonna go back to talking about Dejounte Murray again. Cap at 35, like even with Trey Young, I think at a cap at 35, he's a great play, but he has a shot at like just really crushing if uh that's if he doesn't play right. So all right, let's get to some of these, and you can help me out here. So Fakal Drogert says Porzingis or Zion. I don't know. Where do you lean there? No.
Obviously, with Zion, he's like he can always be the favorite, but
Yeah.
specifically, I'm feeling Porzingis this time with Beal out. I'm kind of feeling Porzingis. How about
Yeah,
you?
let's look at Porzingis. Porzingis is a cap of 44, the projection of 47, which is pretty solid. And Zion is a cap of 47 with a projection of 40. So there you go.
Mhm.
The one thing I would say, I like the Porzingis call too without Beal. Yeah, and they both have 2 games. So there you go. That was going to be my tiebreaker, but they both have 2 games. Muhammad was asking about Corey Kispert. Let's see. He's got cap of 16, projection at 13. I mean, maybe that goes up a little bit with no Beal. In this range, though, I think you can do better with some of these like Suns Magic guys. I feel like
Definitely.
you can do better. I understand if you don't have them already and you're not trying to spend any money. I totally get it. I think Kispert is fine, but I think that's great. Togg's asking about Caleb Houston. We talked about the rest of the Magic, but let's look at Caleb Houston, who is another Magic guy. So he's got a cap of 12 and a projection of 10. So he's not popping as much as the others, but I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on him specifically for the Magic?
Um, he's one of the only players I've never seen him play.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how I feel about him, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my least favorite of all of them. Zeal of the Magic guys. Zeal was asking about Trey. Listen, in the same conversation that we were I mean, the same light that we were talking about Emmanuel quickly over Jalen Brunson, right? I I imagine a lot of people aren't going to play Trey. So if you're willing to take a 0, like that if Trey doesn't play, you might be one of the few people that play him. So it's risky. It's definitely risky, but there's some reward there. You
Oh
know?
yeah, like the low ownership plays that does good could be a good play. Just depends if he plays really. If he plays, I like him obviously.
Yeah. This is a fun one because I don't even know. So Jordan Poole and Laurie Markkinen or Zion and Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know. Where do you land on that?
It's a tough one. Um, I'm a bit fearful of Valanciunas. He's a boom or bust guy.
Super
Um, I,
boomer bust.
Super boom or bust. I don't know. I don't know how confident I am is he can boom this time. So I'll
Yeah.
probably go with Poole and Lowry.
Yeah, I like Laurie too. I think I'm pretty sure does Mark didn't have 2 games? I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, they're playing
Yeah,
twice.
the Jazz having 2 games, Poole only 1. I think I would lean that way. Yeah, so he's saying Wagner or Jalen Brunson. I mean, even if we knew Jalen Brunson was playing, I think I'd pick Wagner here.
I like the Orlando guys because of
Yeah.
the situation. Yeah, I'd go with Wagner.
Yeah. Hayden's asking Monk and Porter Jr. or Grimes and Mitch Rob. Ooh.
Personally, I love Monk.
Yeah.
I think he played really good in the last couple of weeks. I would go with Monk and Porter Jr.
Yeah, Porter Jr.'s shown some upside in the last couple of weeks too, especially if Aaron Gordon or Bruce Brown miss again. He's just gonna, he's gonna have to do a little bit more. Zeke Najee Matias, we were talking about Zeke. I think Zeke's fine, but I think you're really hoping that Aaron Gordon or Bruce Brown get ruled out. Like you want to secure those minutes. But like we were talking about earlier in the show and on Monday, Malone has come out and said they want to see more from Zeke. So
True, true.
and he's got a very low cap, right? So I think that's fine.
That's true.
Lotto's asking about Patrick Williams. I haven't looked at his numbers. So he's
Is
going to
is he
cap.
is he playing? I saw it was like
Yeah,
game
he
time
just got
decision.
ruled in. Yeah, and Derek
Oh, okay.
Jones Jr. is ruled out. So they got 2 games. He's got a cap of 22, projection 24 and a half. I mean, I think that's fine.
It's cute, but
Yeah,
22. You said
yeah,
we mentioned a few better plays, but
that's true. Go get
if you
Ivy.
if you don't want to spend like I don't know 30 or 40 bucks on Ivy or whatever,
Yeah.
then yeah, then it's a solid play.
This is actually, I probably should have been more clear about this, dude. Lotto was asking who benefits from the Trey injury. So, like, the 1-to-1 is
DeJounte,
DeJounte.
obviously,
Yeah, DeJounte. But I think, like, Bogdan gets a little bit more of the playmaking responsibilities.
for sure.
You maybe see some more Trent Forrest minutes, but I don't think any of those guys are, like, I'm not excited to play any of those. I think I would just go
I
DeJounte
see.
or Bogdan.
I see. AJ Griffin is starting. I don't know how much he's going to benefit from Trey being out, but
Yeah, probably
um,
not as much, but I think that's good to know that he's
what's his cap?
cap at 23 and a projection of 25. So he's in that
It's
range of those other guys that we had talked about. That it's
Yeah,
a little bit.
I love the guy that's a bit over him, the Jaden McDaniels.
Oh yeah, Jay. That's another. Yeah, we should have talked about. Shut up, Minnesota. Shut up, Borland. He's got 2 games, cap of 23, projection of 24, and if Rudy misses, he probably plays some like small 5 a little. I like that. Weisberg's asking about CJ or Giddy. I think because of CJ's cap, I'd pick Giddy. Although Giddy's
They're
cap's
almost
kind of.
similar. They're like I think it is 37.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. CJ projects a lot better. It looks like so. Cap of 39, projection of 38. Giddy has a cap of 37, projection of 30. And CJ has 2 games, so it's CJ for me, anyways.
Oh yeah, definitely go with I would go with CJ here.
Yeah, Zealy. I like this one too. Okongwu and Eubanks. Although we should note Nurk is probable, or Mark Williams and Dejounte.
Tough one.
Hmm.
If you want the higher ceiling play, I would say it's DeJounte and Mark Williams because
Yeah,
if Mark Williams can repeat even something close to what he did, and if Trey's out, then the higher ceiling is where DeJounte is.
I think that's where I am too. Especially because you like with Nurk. If Nurk was questionable and not probable, I think I'd go Okongwu and Eubanks. But sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Thoughts on Trey
Sure.
Lyles? Yeah, Trey Lyles is fine. Sabonis is back though, so some of the big stuff that we were excited about in Sacramento is a little less enticing. He's also questionable, I believe. So I think he's fine, but he's definitely has some risk there.
I think the guards from the Kings are really good plays. All of them, like
Yeah,
Fox, Herder, Monk. I think they're all really good plays.
I totally agree. Giovanni, Jimmy Buckets is playing. So there you go. All right, I'm so far behind. People are answering questions from forever ago. Is Nurkic fit? Yeah, we think Nurk is going to play. Young, Levine, or Randall? I think probably Randall. Although Randall's cap, I mean, I guess if cap doesn't matter, because Randall's cap is like 51 and he's got a projection of 40. Trey is
Well,
wow.
assuming cap is like a part of the decision.
Mm,
Here, personally, I would go with Levine.
yeah. Yeah, right. Because his cap is so much lower. Um, Quinny is saying LaMelo, Monk, Matherin, Christian Brown, and Damian Lee, rare contender. I like that. I like that. Benedict Matherin pisses me off a bunch because I feel like he should be doing so much better than he is. And I got to be
Yeah,
nice to him. He's a rookie, but I like Damian Lee. I like Christian Brown, especially if what's his name? If one of Bruce Brown or Gordon misses, and LaMelo obviously is awesome. And we already talked about Monk.
I'm still waiting on an explosion from Benedict Mathurin.
It's coming.
At some point, it's gotta come. Like he's like around 20 in his cap, and like one day he's gonna score like 35 points, get like a few rebounds, a few assists, and like out of nowhere, he's gonna give you like 50 solo points at some point.
Yeah, it is. It's coming. Warriors talk is saying Wiggins is still out. So there you go. Benoit saying Fournier or Powell. Whoo, Powell's probably like
Neither Powell.
yeah, Powell's probably like a safe 10 points, 10 to 12, where Fournier might get you 0, but also might get you 20.
True.
But like
I would
if
try to look for other options. Really, in this
yeah,
cap, there's a lot of options.
I would too.
Like Flynn from Toronto,
Yep.
or Terrence Ross or Corey Joseph. But
And
if I had to pick, probably Powell.
yeah, because I mean, here's the thing: if Brunson gets ruled in, Fournier is not playable.
Exactly.
Like you can't play him. Muscala or Jock, dude. This is so like if you get the OKC big right, that's the one. But the problem is, it could be Muscala, it could be Jalen Williams, it could be Darius Baisley. They could play Kenrich Williams at the 5. So it's very dangerous. Like Muscala could get you 40 or 0. Jock, I feel like, is a guaranteed 15 to 18.
Hmm.
Do you have
Um,
any lean on that OKC situation?
mm, I think I would go with Muscala here,
Yeah,
but it's a tough one.
it
I
is.
I'm intrigued by Trey Mann in OKC.
Ooh, let's look up Trey Man. Let's see what he's projecting it all here. So we got Terrence. Oh, oops. Sorry, I went too far. Trey Man, cap at 12, projection of 12. But yeah, there's probably a lot of upside on that.
Hmm.
I mean, he's shown that, like, we've seen it. We've seen him do it before. Sadiq Bey, yeah, that's somebody we haven't talked about. We talked about Burks a lot, and Sadiq Bey put up a monster performance last game. He's got a cap of 20 and a projection of 25. Probably not talking about him as much because of how low Burks's cap is, but
Yeah, but I like this play too a lot. I like Sadiq Bey a lot this week.
yeah.
With the who's out? Diallo, right? And
Yeah.
Hayes.
And
Yeah, so I
Hayes,
like
yeah.
it a lot.
Yeah.
What do
Uh
you think?
yeah, no, I'm with you. I like Bay. I like Bay quite a bit. Oh wait, sorry. Kudu was asking Quickly or Anthony Simons. I honestly think it's just Quickly, even if I think I like
Okay,
Quickly and you
so
just hope Brunson's out.
if Bronson is out, I think quickly is the better upside play.
Yeah.
But I think that Anthony Simons had a bad stretch of like the last 5 to 8 games or so.
Yeah. What's his
Um,
cap at now?
it's at 26,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
which is a great cap for Simons.
Yeah. Projection of 32.
But
Yeah.
but the thing is with Simons that I think is so talented that with or without Dame, like every now and then he grabs this night where he can hit like 8 3-pointers and I don't
Yeah.
know and get you like 50 solo points. So it to me at a cap of 26, I would take that bet and
Yeah.
go with Simons. To me, yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think if we find out Brunson's out, like you gotta. I think I like Quickly, but yeah, if they're both, I'm with you. Yeah, that cap. He definitely. I agree with Marco. He's a buy at that cap. Nembard or Gary Trent Jr. I actually kind of like Gary Trent Jr. with no Fred Van Fleet. He's gonna shoot the ball like 40 times, right?
Yeah, I think I feel the same. I think it's a better play.
Yeah. All right, guys. I lost track of time. It's 6:30. We gotta
Oh
wrap
wow.
this shit up because I gotta finish
Oh
tweaking and
yeah.
everything. Gnome, let give them a little plug here. What do we got going on over in Gnome's world right now?
All right, all right. So as usual, I'm doing my weekly threads. Had one today where I give some of my favorite plays in every like range of cap, like the lower ones, the mid ones, the higher ones, and hoping I was out of YouTube for a while, but hoping to put a couple of videos back soon.
Yeah, we got to after we get that big bump last week. We gotta get some vids out. Now we're
Oh yeah.
cruising over
Oh yeah.
600, baby.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
well, dude, no, I always appreciate you coming on and doing this. It's a blast and it's way more fun. And the chat will tell you this. They probably enjoyed the second 30 minutes way more than the first 30 minutes. So I always appreciate you being on here.
For
Um,
sure. It's
uh,
fun, man.
yeah, and for everybody else, hey, just a reminder, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Gnome into the chat. We're going to spin this thing here in just 1 minute. We didn't hit 200. We got close. We got up to 168. But once we hit 200,
Close.
that's going to be a rare moment that we give
You
away.
know what I'm curious? I'm curious how many people line up for a contender.
I know. Yeah. Let's
Let me see. Let me refresh it.
here. Yeah, I can.
I just love to see it grow every week. It
I
was
know.
9,100 last week
For rare or for limited? No, it had to be rare.
for limited contender. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, now it's at 9,300.
Oh yeah, I just love to. I'm waiting for us to hit that 10K mark.
Hell yeah. But yeah, thanks again, everyone, for being here. I put out a fun little thread today, just kind of like recapping all the stuff that we've done. I really appreciate, whether you're just here for the So Rare, whether you've been here since the very beginning. It's been cool. This past year has been really cool to see like all the growth. And now that So Rare has been popping, we've been having a lot of fun with this. And if this was your first stream that you checked out, make sure you subscribe. We do this live before lock shot show on Monday and Friday. We do a daily NBA show Monday through Friday. We have a value hunting show. And oh my God, Rudy Gobert has been ruled out. Is that what we just learned as we were wrapping up here? So Borland called it Naz Reid to the moon. Kyle Anderson is back though. There you go.
Okay.
George Hill got ruled out too. That actually changes the Milwaukee thing a little bit with George Hill, because now they're out Hill, Holiday. So Marjan Beauchamp, Wesley Matthews. Is it Jordan Wara? Is Jordan Wara back now?
It
Wow.
could be. Does he even have a card? I'm not even sure if I saw one.
I don't think I have either.
But
wow.
Javon Carter, he was so hot at the beginning of the season, then he disappeared.
True.
Maybe now he's back for a few games. We'll see.
Oh my God, I think I have a limited Javon Carter. What is that at? Let's just see that real quickly. Cap of 15, and he was already projection to 17. That's before. Oh God, I gotta go plug him into a lineup.
That ain't bad, man. With all the injuries,
yeah, I think that's a great play. That's a good call. All right, let's spin this thing. If you win,
let's go.
Shoot me a DM either at Mike Sakarian on Twitter or in our Discord. You can find a link to the show in our show notes for the Discord. And it is going to be Ryan Kwok. There we go, Ryan. Congratulations. Again, shout out to Gnome for being here. Appreciate everyone for rocking. Good luck in game week 21. Happy New Year. We'll see you all on Monday. We out.